I'm gonna hit start there. Now I'm recording. Fair warning, I'm recording. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Andy McCabe. This is not the Claim Clinic, but that's how I start every video, evidently. This is the Restoration Rebel Roundtable for the 8th of April, 2020. Quarantine day number, 40. Oregon, we started early, and my wife started earlier than that, so I've been on lockdown. I might be going a little cuckoo, so let that inform your judgments on what comes out of my mouth today. Before we do anything, we always read what's on your screen here, but it's not on your screen because I didn't share my screen yet. Let's try that. Boom, the Rebel commitments. Commitment number 1, I will protect the value of my services. I will not devalue the services of another restoration professional by providing anti-competitive bids. You know, that started out as a much more simple statement. I think it got confused over. I'm going to rewrite that. Commitment number 2, I will practice incredible transparency. I will explain our processes in details to my client. I will never hide details or manipulate reports. I will never communicate with a third party without also communicating with my client. Number 3, I do not believe in competition. The restoration professionals in my market are part of my community. I will be an active member of that community. It is our unbreakable unity that will create the change that we strive for. And number 4, I am willing to walk away from any relationship that is not compatible with my values and stated mission. Healthy relationships do not require us to give up money, sleep, or our humanity. Especially right now, our humanity. We are in the thick of it, right? We are discovering who we are as a species, as a society, as a world. We have, for the first time in a long time, if ever, it's arguably, we have a common foe. And this foe we cannot see, we cannot smell, we cannot detect it. Well, unless you have swab sampling in a petri dish, evidently, as Mr. Evans pointed out. Ridiculous. But we are together apart. That's the thing, right? Together apart. But I'm finding it's eye-opening that I'm finding people are very more open now talking to a screen or a camera than they have been for a long time, if ever, in person. So there's good things that come out of this. We are still going strong as an industry. Some people stronger than ever. So that's why we're here. Why don't we get some introductions out of the way? Bess, you were here last week, your first time or second time maybe, but you're back, so we didn't scare you away. Why don't you reintroduce yourself, because we want to get to know you a little bit more.
Hi, I'm Bess Leidy, and I am with Seaside Restoration Services. I own Seaside Restoration. We are in Charleston, South Carolina. We cover a tri-county area.
Perfect. South Carolina. We're going to get a hurricane up there this year.
We get one every year. So last year we didn't have the business, and this year we do. So I'm trying to build up and get ready for it. So good. We're ready to do some business.
Thanks for being here, Bess. Love it. All right, Barbara, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. I'm moving my screen around here. Let's try. I think I'm going to move this over here. Barbara, where are you at? Zindry, getting all zen on us. Okay, tell us about your business. Oh, Barbara, are you there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Nothing? I mean, you're not saying anything, so it's hard to tell. Just say hi. Oh, I can hear something. No? We'll give Barbara a second to figure it out. Chris, how's the software business going? How is I forget the name. I'm sorry. You're going to kill me. You're going to send me hate mail. iTraxx. Thank you. iTraxx. What's new in iTraxx?
I don't know. We've been doing lots of things with the 360 cameras and stuff like that. So this way, less people have to go to site.
Okay. So 360 cameras taking pictures, right?
So we're playing with the Ricoh ones.
into app?
Yeah, and making it so it's directly accessible right from our mobile app. So this way people aren't having to use 10 different programs to manage their workflow.
Perfect. Now, is it applies on mitigation as well as repairs, or mitigation focused?
Some people have been using it on both.
Okay. But it was born and raised in water damage?
Yeah.
Good. I like software. I'm kind of a fiend. I have too much software, but I like your software. How about that? We can go. We'll roll with that one.
That's good.
Parker, man, I like that setup, Parker. Why don't you tell us what you're working on today?
I've got a few things I'm working on. Right now, I'm browsing Facebook and seeing when my office chair is going to be here.
I need an office chair. I need one of those. Send one to me while you're at it. I see a nice house there in your sketch.
Yeah, so these guys, they've actually had 3 losses in the last 3 months, and unrelated, just super bad luck. It's a big house, and they're out of town a lot, and it keeps happening when they're out of town.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, it's good for you. At least you're there and you're taking care of them.
It is.
And it makes your paperwork a whole lot easier when you just copy and paste.
Yep, exactly. It's all, the whole place is drawn. I can do an estimate pretty quick in it now.
Nice. What are those screens? What are those 4 times what?
They're 27-inch 4K.
Beautiful. I don't think my computer could handle that, evidently.
I have an external graphics card that plugs in through the Thunderbolt port. So it's an external GPU that runs them.
Interesting. Thunderbolt. So is that
It's like USB-C, but
it's an Apple?
I think the Apple has it too, but no, I'm on a PC. It's running from my laptop behind me.
Okay, nice. Okay, well, now I've got another thing for my list of things I need to buy. I like it. All right, Parker. Love you, man. Good to see you. Chime in when you feel like it, but until then, I'm going to mute you. Muted. Okay. What else? Who else? Tim. Which Tim is this? I'm going to stop this here. Which Tim? No video.
Jeremy Reeds. Do you know what the price for? I don't. It reminds me of
Oh, it's Fuller. Okay, I'm going to mute him. Fuller's here. Good. I made the mistake of starting this without any real. I got no notes. I'm not sure where this is going to go, but I like to just hold space and let whatever comes up come up, and we can talk about it. This COVID thing is dominating the headlines until this morning, evidently, because some leader in chief put a lot of money into a pharmaceutical company and then pushed that pharmaceutical company to put a whole lot of chemicals into the stockpile, for his own benefit. So that's good. We don't have as much concentration on the COVID situation right now. Hey, let's push malaria drugs on everybody, despite the fact that we don't know if it's actually going to do anything. Not to get too political on the Restoration Rebel Roundtable, because God knows we don't get political around here. I'm rambling. Someone help me out here. Jerry, tell us about. You started 2 weeks ago. We had a call about, hey, what do we do now? How do we get more business? Pick up the phone. Are you seeing people with success with that?
Those that are, yeah.
Those that are.
There's
Okay.
still a lot of folks not, just paralysis, as we mentioned earlier, not sure what to do, not doing anything. Way too much email, way too much reliance on email. It's like,
well, because our email inbox just doubled every day because people are. I mean, I'm finding out I'm on a list that I never signed up for.
Oh yeah, we all are. Yeah, we all are. And for stuff we're not interested in.
Right.
Yeah. No. It's about picking up the phone today. It's about having real conversations. I think the thing I'm trying to encourage people to do is, work on their methodology. When you make calls, if you're not used to making calls, that can be a little daunting. It can create a little anxiety. You can have a lot of stress over that. And so I'm just finding it just, hey, try to breathe, stand up when you make a call. Don't sit at your desk when you dial that number. Be standing.
Yeah,
Let your
good
lungs
idea.
work for you. It helps lower some anxiety, that kind of thing. And make you adapt your message. Most people want to think. Most of us think, well, we got to sell our product. We got to sell our service. No, what we need to do is who we are and what we do. But then a short, simple, sweet message. Just hey, just wanted you to know we're out there, we're working, we're rolling, we're supposed to be. Hope your clients don't need our service, but if they do, just wanted you to know. Then quickly shift, get off of that, get off of that, and get into what they want to talk about, because they're stressed out, they're isolated. So it's like, empathize with them. How you doing? Are you working from home? I talked with a lady just yesterday morning. She's stressed because she's working from home and it's not professional. She's got an 11-month-old and a 5-year-old. Good luck, trying to keep that quiet, right?
Right.
It's not like you can just go out and sit in your truck and have a conversation with people. You're stuck. And it's like, it's okay. I'm a total stranger to her, and she was somebody I had cold called, obviously. And I just said to her, it's okay. We're all in this together. People understand. And let me tell you, if somebody doesn't understand and they're giving you a hard time because you're at home working and you've got an infant crying in the background, well, guess what? They're probably not the customer you should be working for anyways.
Right.
Let somebody else suffer with those people, And she's like, yeah, you're right, And she started to feel a little better. And I'm like, well, I hope you can have a good day and stay healthy. And that's what we have to do. We have to empathize with people and not be salesy, and get off the phone, And when you're done, hey, take a handwritten note out. This is old school, but we can do it. You can take a card and just write a little note saying, hey, thanks for taking my call. I know you're working from home and you're doing great. Hang in there. It'll get better. I love Simon Sinek's post recently on the difference between optimism and positivity,
Optimism versus positivity. I didn't see that one.
Oh, it's an awesome, minute and a half post. He's just, it was fun. I'll find it and send it to you, Andy. But he's just, it's just like, we need optimism now. We need to be optimistic, hopeful, not positivity. Comes across sometimes like, oh, everything's fine, everything's good, everything's okay. Don't worry, it'll all be fine. It's like, no, everything isn't okay. It's not fine,
No, it's far from fine.
Yeah, but it won't always be like this. It will get better. We're strong and we will come through this. And so, it's like, be that voice when you talk to people, empathize with them, give them a little word of encouragement, and move on. You can do those kinds of things. I was with a guy yesterday and I'm like, when you're done, if you're talking to them on their cell phone, take out that cell phone, do a quick little selfie video, not a picture, a video. If you keep it under a minute, it'll go through text message, no problem. And just say, hey man, great to talk to you. Thanks for taking my call. I hope you're safe, stay healthy. And if I can do anything for you, let me know. Have a great day. Click, done, send it.
Period.
That's personal. People need to connect. People are isolated. It's the longer we're isolated, the harder it gets on us because we're social creatures. So that's what I'm finding. That's the kind of stuff I'm trying to do right now, is to help people just think about that and don't rely on the old ways, and get off the email. We're doing too much of that.
Well, and if you're stuck in an email, if you just can't break away, that is your preferred mode. Find a way to put video into it.
Yeah.
I'm going to show something real quick here. Program it's a Chrome extension called Loom. Let me show you how that works. I'm just going to share the whole screen. Let's share the whole screen. So here's Loom. I'm going to start an email. I'm going to email Jerry. Come on. Of course, my computer's really choking today because evidently it's too old to run Zoom properly. There's Jerry. And I'm going to send him Just wanted to say hi. Oh, God. But then I come up in here and I go to Loom. Oh, actually, it's down here. And I want to record a new video. And it just pulls it up. This is probably going to kill my entire computer because I'm trying to do too much at the same time. Let's go cam only. And it's not picking up my oh, the wrong camera. There we go. Oh, God. Anyway, so you hit start record. It goes blah, 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 blah. It automatically, it just generates a link. I'm just going to start a recording. It's not working. Oh, here it is. Click on that. Hey, Jerry. Hope you're doing well. It's great to talk to you. Let me know what we can do about that XYZ thing we just talked about. Blah, blah, blah. Boom. And then it's going to let me insert this recording. And, you know, sorry, it's 7-second recording of nothing, evidently, because I'm using Zoom at the same time. But then I hit send. And that puts, come on, all this bars in my way. That puts your face, if you can't break yourself away from the Gmail or whatever it is, it puts your face and your voice in their inbox.
Right.
Because guess what?
That's
Written
brilliant. What's
word
it
is
called?
not your face or your voice. Loom, L-O-O-M, Loom. And it doesn't require you to know
For
any
Chrome.
technology. It's a Chrome extension, but they probably got something for the Apple equivalent, the iProduct equivalent.
Okay.
And then it hosts it independently. It sends a link. It automatically sends a little preview of the video that inside of the email you just sent. It's just a great way to send personal messages. I use it to communicate with my team. So when I want to send something out to the team, and I'm just going 100 different directions, it's easy for me sometimes just to hit record and say what I need to say and hit send. So, and I can also see when it's watched, right? I get a notification from Loom, hey, your video was watched 4 times. And anyway, so back to the communication, make it personal. And I've been saying for the last 6 weeks, provide value. No one wants to sell or be sold, but everyone is looking for value right now. Everyone, and people recognize value. There's a reason that I put out tons of content, and the posts that get engagement are the ones that provide the most value. And I'm often surprised which ones those are. Sometimes I put out something I don't think it's going to do much, but then I realize that there's a certain segment of my audience that didn't know what I just told them, and I provided them immense value. So people get value from you enough, they're going to come to you when they have a problem they know you can solve. It's Gary Vaynerchuk's jab, 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 right hook. Always, always be jabbing, always be jabbing. But then don't be afraid for that right hook. Don't be afraid to ask. But make sure you provide enough value up front that ask isn't just a blatant sales call. Yeah. Okay. What else we got? We got Wiseman in his house. Wiseman, you on the road today? I'm going to unmute him. Hopefully he's in the middle of something very important so we can listen in. Oh, shoot. Nothing. Okay, fine. Who else can we sneak in on? Cheryl. Where's Cheryl? She's not video. All right, we're gonna play a little game called Unmute Someone Who Doesn't Know They're Gonna Be Unmuted. Let's play that game. Here we go. Unmuted. Cheryl Duke. Oh.
Well, you gave me warning, so I'm good.
See? It's fair. It's fair. Cheryl, where are you at, man? What are you doing?
Birmingham, Alabama, at my new house. I moved last week during all this, but I can't have my furniture delivered, so it is interesting.
Yes, it is. So you in a house with no furniture. That's fun.
I have a bed. I just don't have anything much else. So, it's good. We're going on emergency calls only. So trying to do marketing from here.
What are you doing for marketing?
Um, I am mostly just, like I guess Gary was saying, I'm very hesitant I don't want to be the leech that's going in when people are hurting. So just kind of reaching out to, I have a lot of plumbing partners and property managers, and just really keeping in contact with them with voice calls and actually talking to them and finding out where their pain is. It's not really generating sales, but I think they'll remember in the long run that, I wasn't there trying to get money from them. I was listening to them when they're hurting and,
Yep.
kind of sharing in their pain type things. So, and we've gotten a couple of, I hate to even say disinfect, but we've had some of those calls from those partners that just wanted a good optics for their employees. Just, wanted a wipe down and a little bit of fogging, and and I'm just approaching that as nobody really knows. I mean, I can't give you any kind of guarantee. If you want it to be good optics for your business, then we're willing to do that, but we're not making any kind of kill claims or anything like that.
Good for you. Yeah, that's smart. Sell the process. Don't sell any results, because
right.
very few people can even certify those results, let alone guarantee them.
That's right.
So good. All right, Cheryl, I'm gonna mute you back here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. That was awesome. Tim, excuse me, Tim, are you available? I'm gonna peruse the group here real quick, just to see what came up in the group. What came up this week besides fogging? I don't want to talk.
Fogging is the topic of the week or the month.
The month, right? Does anyone here have a modicum of experience or expertise when it comes to this SBA stuff? The disaster loan, the paid hard no, says Fuller. I'm seeing stuff all over the map. The overwhelming sentiment I'm receiving is go get that 10 grand and figure out the rest later. But for a real business, and I do, admittedly 100%, I don't qualify as a real business. I'm a sole prop. I've got a couple subcontractors that work for me. So what is 10 grand going to do for a real business? It might pay payroll this week, but then what about next week? So that's where I think the disaster loans and the Paycheck Protection Program will come into play hardcore. But I don't know anyone personally who's actually had success getting any funding out of this program yet. Has anyone have any?
I haven't heard of anybody getting their 10,000.
Right.
I have heard of several people have gotten their emergency loans of 80, 90, 100,000, but I haven't heard of a single person that's received the 10,000 yet.
Okay, so the people that did get these emergency loans, they had a previous relationship with SBA. Maybe they had a previous SBA loan. Is that accurate?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
No. Okay.
Like I said, I talked to Steve the other day, and he said he went to his local bank, and they basically bent over backwards to get him taken care of. And he applied on Friday, signed the paperwork Monday, and had it in his bank on Tuesday.
Yeah,
I think it comes down to the bank, because the banks are who's doing the loan. It's just backed by the SBA. So
yeah, it's just federally backed and guaranteed, but the banks still have to do the paperwork. The banks are the source, the originators.
My husband's an accountant and went through the paperwork, and the 10,000 isn't just like, here's 10,000. Apparently it's $1,000 per employee, up to $10,000. So if you have 3 employees, you get $3,000. If you have 10, you can get 10.
I haven't heard that part of it yet.
Wait. Hey guys, Andrew.
Yeah. Go ahead, Barbara.
My husband's here too, and he's also former CFO, co-owner of the company. You can wave, they can see you. We did the loan for the payroll protection, not for the $10,000 grant. And any words of wisdom you can give on that, Fair?
Well, the grant I did for a non-for-profit we're involved in. So the $10,000 is actually an advance on the disaster loans.
Right.
So they'll do 10,000 advance on that. But then the payroll protection, you need a prior relationship with a bank. Fortunately, we have two. So we did it. Bank of America opened up their app on Friday, so we were able to do that on Friday.
Okay.
And they basically said they got it. And then Monday, we uploaded the documents for the backup of the loan amount. And we haven't heard back from them. I'm hoping by the end of the week, we'll hear something.
Okay.
And then we also have a relationship with Fifth Third, but it seems like they have not opened up their application process.
They don't seem to have their act quite as together.
So we're in contact with our banker there, and she's going to open up. But the point there is you can apply with multiple banks if you have the relationships, and then the SBA on the back end will make sure there's no double dipping.
Oh,
Yeah, we're not trying.
Okay, so if I banked at 3 different institutions, I would go to the business manager at all 3 and say, hey.
Yeah. Yep. And I think the big thing is that, well, at least the Bank of America, it seems like they're, you basically have to have a line of credit already established, like a credit card, to deal with Bank of America. I don't know if other banks are like that. But it might depend on your relationship with the bank.
Okay. So if you
It's
had
more
a
than $10,000 we've applied for.
No, that's the PPP. So the PPP is your 2.5 times your average monthly payroll. And what we did too, and I don't know if this is going to even fly, but since we're an LLC and we have 3 partners, what I did is I took our net self-employment income. Since we don't draw a salary, we just take distributions. I took our net self-employment income and divided it by 3. We have 3 partners, and showed that and put that calculation into the average monthly cost.
So you think that's going to fly?
I have no idea. I read the rules, but they said for sole proprietors is net self-employment income, and an LLC is like a sole proprietorship, except it's multiple people. So I'm hoping it does, but the law was very vague in how it was going to address partnerships and LLCs. So I don't know if it's going to fly, but I know if I do get the money, I'm going to then put ourselves on payroll to prove that we're paying out payroll for the forgiveness.
Well, that's the other side of it. I mean, I've got a form 2553 right here. I haven't quite filled out yet, and that's to change from an LLC to an S corp. So I can then theoretically put myself on payroll.
Right, but even an LLC, you can put yourself on payroll.
Okay.
So I work for a multi-million-dollar company, and it was an LLC, and we had owners on our payroll. So you don't have to switch to the S corp. And I wouldn't switch to the S corp because an LLC is way better.
Okay. Yeah, and that's, I'm so far out of my depth when it comes to anything like this.
Yeah, this is his area, and being a former CFO, former CPA, and all. So he spent a lot of time when it first came out, the bill, not the whole bill of 800 and whatever pages, but at least the part about the payroll protection. He spent a lot of time reading it to understand it, which it's very loosey-goosey.
It's not very well
It's very
written,
vague.
and
it was written in such a hurry. It was just Ugh.
And it contradicts itself. Like, I don't know the difference between a sole proprietorship and a self-employment person. They seem to be the same to me, but they were making it like two separate type of entities. So I think it's very vague. Hopefully they're not going to scrutinize that much, and just knowing that the federal government is backing the money, hopefully they will just,
Rubber
do
stamp.
whatever I dotting and T crossing, but not scrutinizing, and just give us people money, because I mean, that's what needs to happen at the end of the day.
Right, at the end of the day. Now, our friend Mr. Exotic has put in a wealth of information into the chat. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that the chat is saved with this recording, so then I can repurpose it. But for those of you on the call, he put in a PDF link to the SBA.gov site, and anyway, good stuff in there. I'm not going to read it all.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can tell you, chat won't record, it won't save it, so hit copy. All. Yeah.
Okay, before I end, I will. Yeah, I thought I saw somewhere in the settings, though. Once again, the dangerous tech guy. I thought I saw in the settings where it would save a text file. Actually, I'm gonna go look at that right now. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay. So that's the SBA.
Andy, it's in the chat box. The 3 dots on the bottom right. Save chat.
Boom. Save chat.
Perfect. All right. That's good to know. Thanks.
Can chat with. Okay.
Hey, I do have a marketing question when we get a chance.
Well, I guess now is a chance. Let's just do it.
Okay, well, I didn't want to interrupt while you guys are figuring that out. So before y'all were talking about marketing, I'm wondering how many of y'all advertise through Angie's List? Anybody?
I hate Angie's List. I'm more.
Well, I like them better than Home Advisor, but.
Ooh, good point.
So we're a fairly new company to help get our word out. We've been, we had signed on as a partner with Angie's List for a year, and we went back to them and said, look, in this time of COVID-19, what are you doing for us in our contract?
Right.
Home Advisor is, I know that's, that's a curse word around these parts, but Home Advisor is, easy. You can just pause it and move on, right? So Angie's List, you're in a contract with them for a year's time frame. So what they decided they were going to do is they said, well, we're going to come in and half your payment for the next 3 months or 2 months, and then after that, we're gonna basically 1.5 times your payment to make up for it. And I'm like, no, that's really not helping at all, because we explained to them that we haven't gotten a call from anyone on Angie's List since March 11th. So we've asked them to, we'd like to be a good partner with you. You be a good partner to us. We're your customer. What are you going to do for us? And I'm still waiting to hear back from our individual salesperson, but we're coming up on a payment soon for them, and we're talking about probably going to charge it back or something. I don't know what we're going to do yet. So I'm just wondering if anybody else is with them.
Yeah,
I see that. Thanks, Parker.
Yeah, they're one of those dirty. It's one of those companies that started out with a really great idea that just turned into 100% sales machine. So like my contract with. Like my late fees with Hollywood Video, the only way to get out of those is delete the credit card that it's tied to.
Whoever would have thought that Angie's List was going to have a worse reputation than Craigslist? Honestly, what'd they do?
It started out good. The intent was there, I believe, but then it got bought. Corporate interests took hold, and the revenue trumps service in a company like that, unfortunately.
I mean, we've gotten some leads off of it. We've made money off of it. So I can't complain in what we've done in the past, but it's come on, in these hard times, you're showing your true colors now. So we said to them, if you're going to do right by us, we sat and had a conversation and said, if you're going to do right by us and give us more of a forbearance, then we'll look at being a longer term partner with you. But if you're going to just, if you're not going to be so good to us, then we're out,
Now, the leads that you did get last year, were they good? Were they quality?
So we only started with them a few months ago, really.
Okay.
But we've definitely gotten enough to pay for almost a year's worth of contract. So when we look at it gross, not really quote net yet, but I don't know if going forward, they're going to be worth it in the long run. So,
right.
And I'm a little annoyed at again, you see people's true colors in a time of crisis, right? So
yes, you do.
I'm pretty disturbed by the way they're treating us, their customer, right now.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I see you, Cajun Ninja. I see you, Ardno. I can't see the hat though. I can't read that. The lighting's not good. You didn't have your Hollywood producer. Oh yeah, dude, where'd you get that hat? Talk to me about that hat. I've got a leather hat coming.
I'll send you one.
I think those sweatstains were added manually. Is that right?
Say that again, Parker.
I think those sweat stains were added manually, right?
Yeah, those were not real. That's not real sweat.
That's when my woman was wearing the hat.
Oh man! All right, Steven, you're late to the party, but
I know.
We talked about fogging a little bit. We talked about COVID testing a little bit. Had a good conversation about SBA loans and that program. Barbara's husband was a former CFO, big time guy. So that was a good conversation. What else should we talk about, man? Let's talk about.
Are we looking
at that
at
big building you're about to go service?
Oh, don't worry. I almost fried the electrical panel in it, so I had to get a generator out there.
Oh. Oh. What were you running?
My about 40 pieces of equipment on a small little breaker box, but that's all they had because it's an older building. So it's a little municipal building in a little Kodak town, and water heater in the attic was running 7 o'clock one night till 9 o'clock the next day because they're all working remotely. So it was pretty wicked up a little bit. So we're in there just trying to figure things out since yesterday, and
tumbling down.
Same adjuster that I was using last week on a house project. And the good thing is he didn't go to that job site. I worked on about 3 or 4 projects with the same adjuster, and he pays me within about 2 days of mitigation being complete, full invoice, no problems.
I love it. So custom pricing too.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
We called him this morning, was talking to him, told him I needed to get a generator out there. He said, man, you do what you got to do. Just send me the invoice when you're done.
Okay. Now you're incredibly well positioned running your main gig. Restoration is not your main gig. Janitorial is your main gig. So you are one of those rare people that are just in the right place at the right time right now. So you're getting calls from your regular clients saying, hey, what do we do with our office? What do we do with our building?
Yeah.
How's that going for you?
It's going great. We have a public municipality or entity that services all the electrical, internet, water to supply the entire city of Conway, that we've been cleaning their buildings, 10 of their buildings since 2014. And now we're doing a nightly wipe down on all high touch services in every building.
Now they occupied?
Yeah.
Oh, so Conway's not shut down.
Nope.
Okay. So people are still going to work in Arkansas.
To work. Yep. We're probably the only state in 50 that is not mandated at home, and our governor has said that he's not shutting us down at this point.
Interesting.
He does not want to. So we're backwards, but that's okay. We drink things that most people wouldn't drink, or eat things
that most people wouldn't eat. I mean,
yes.
The things with tentacles and scales and stuff.
So there's very little that we're afraid of. And I mean, you've seen the ladies with 2 teeth, right? They're here. So no, but the Lord's been good to us. We've got several buildings that we clean on a janitorial basis since 2014, and they've all reached out to us. We've got banks that are still open that we clean. We just had a warehouse that has another cleaning service called Service Master, but they're going to have us come in Sunday and completely wipe down and disinfect all of their warehouse. They're a big manufacturing company in town here, and they know about us, and they've used us on different projects, and they want us to come in this weekend with a full staff, and they're shut down all weekend, so they want us to come in and do just some cleaning and disinfecting.
Good deal, man. I like it. I like to see your success, man. It makes me feel good right in here.
The biggest thing is like the job we're on now is a lady that's in insurance agent, does my commercial insurance, but she's in my B&I group. It's one of her clients that had the flood yesterday. So she calls me up, and we've got 3 agents in their local independent office that call us on a regular basis with either house floods, fires, whatever, and then this commercial job today. So, working that agent angle,
huge,
pays off if you stay at it.
Yeah, consistency. Yeah, you don't want to just show up today and say, hey, I'm your guy, and they're going to say, well, who are you? Because I haven't heard from you until today. It takes time. It takes time to build that trust and that recognition, for sure. Steven, you're awesome. All right, Mr. Exotic, raise your hand. What's up, Johnny?
Steven, love what you're doing. My tip for you and for all of the other rebels out there, you're not disinfecting buildings. You're
Correct.
applying disinfectant. You don't say anything in an email or a text, we'll come by and disinfect. We'll come by and apply disinfectant. Because this is I'm telling you, I've seen the writing on the wall when mold started getting regulated in New York in 2016. And people saying, oh, contractors, we're going to completely remediate your mold and make you mold free. This was like a big problem. It's going to be the same thing for COVID.
Yes, it will.
You're not disinfecting buildings. You're applying
Absolutely.
disinfectant. Yeah. And it's a big key word when you're putting that in your contracts.
And we also have a separate contract service agreement for the application of BioEsk, which is what we're using. And my business lawyer here that's in town with me actually wrote it up specifically for just the application of BioEsk, and they have to sign it. It has all my disclaimers in it. That's all we're doing is we're cleaning surfaces and we're applying BioEsk product.
Nice.
I've got a question, a technical question when it comes to that sort of thing. Where's ozone? Where's hydroxyl play in this whole thing? Because my amateur understanding of the chemistry is it could be effective.
Okay. The EPA does not regulate things that are non-chemical in nature. They don't regulate the installation of ozone generation or hydroxyl generation machines.
Because they're considered non-chemical.
Yes.
They don't come in a bottle.
Precisely.
Okay.
And for that reason, they actually put guidance out yesterday, which I'll find and send to you, that said, hey, we're getting a lot of questions about how come you guys are not regulating or pushing for ultraviolet light, ozone, hydroxyl generation. I can tell you that I helped another rebel start a company in Southwest Florida doing only coronavirus disinfectant application in commercial buildings. The name of the company is C-Decon. Unbelievably, that was available as a website. So he's doing well with it. But he has these crazy towers that are as tall as I am. I'm 6 foot. And they're basically attached to a Roomba. And they walk around your facility with like enough ultraviolet light to make Andy look like JWoww.
I am a white guy. Yes.
Yes. But so much ultraviolet light that it will basically render a pretty good kill quotient for any area that's contaminated with that. So places like Sam's Club and BJ's and Home Depot and Lowe's.
And they're able to cover a lot of square footage in a hurry.
One of the reasons, although they won't tell you this, that all of these big stores that were previously 24 hours or open extended hours, they told you, we're closed from 6 o'clock until 8 a.m. because we need time to restock the shelves. Bullshit. They're closed for this time so that there aren't a bunch of looky-loos going around through their facility while they're having members of our group go and clean their buildings.
Right.
You know? And they're not going to obviously tell that to the public, but that's what they're actually doing. If you drive by some of these places, don't get arrested doing it. Make sure you have, an air scrubber in the back seat or something. But you'll see who's actually doing the disinfection. They're not doing it in-house.
No, no one is.
I have a contract with 8 different supermarket chains here in the Northeast where we are monitoring dwell time of the BioEsk and Benefect Decon 30 and sporocidin and all these different endless chemicals that have been approved for disinfectant application for emerging pathogens. And I mean, it's all over the place. They're not allowing their employees to even be in the store while the rebels are doing their thing. They're saying, guys, go in and do your thing. Yeah, how long is it going to take? Then we'll get questions from the public. Hey, how come in your protocol you directed the contractor to put construction paper on all the outward-facing windows? Well, because we were expecting you to be here, and we don't need you seeing our guys in their bunny suits and respirators, so you can put it on the 6 o'clock news.
Exactly.
Keeping control of your work area is probably 15% of what you need to be doing. Controlling access and making sure not only are you controlling access, but nobody can see what you're doing. And it's not that we're being untransparent, but we have an obligation to protect our customer. Right. And not only protect our customer from what they're having us clean, but protect our customer from people with iPhones that are going to come up and be like, ooh, look what I saw, Janice. Yeah, we don't need
image. That. Yeah, image. It's smart that you're writing that into protocols. That's not every IH out there would do that. All right, Mr. Ardeno has his hand raised because everyone in Arkansas is polite like that.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
Are we working on a podcast with John? I mean, did you do one that we do like a question and answer?
Yeah, because I have a very, I have an annoying trait where I have an idea and it comes out of my mouth and then I never follow through. So yes, short answer, yes, I got to get that done. And it's on me because John said I'm available and then I dropped the ball. So
if Andy ever tells you, talk to you tomorrow, you know how this goes.
That only hurts because it's so true.
Right. I saw a video with him just waking up yesterday. So
God, I mean, like they were like full on suitcase bags under my eyes. It was incredible. I need to see the sun once in a while. Okay, so Jerry had to drop out. We're right at 3 minutes to 11 my time. So I'm going to let it go unless anyone has a burning desire. Yeah, and wait. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Okay, until we talk again, and John and I will get on a podcast and we will record something before we talk again. Take care of each other. Look out for each other. Well, looks like maybe a burning desire. $, $. What do you got to say? He raised his hand. I don't know who that is. No? Nothing? So you're teasing me now. You're teasing me. And I'm going to let Nick in the room just in time for me to say, thanks for being here. Love you guys. Help each other out. Reach out. Pick somebody up this week. Ardeno, you have something else to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe on that podcast or maybe somebody else that's doing this. I think Nick Knack is doing something, and then maybe even Zach Blanchard. But they're doing these negative setup rooms in like medical clinics, people that are treating COVID patients, set up setting up negative air chambers inside for them and renting out their DUs and not their DUs, but their
neg airs.
air scrubbers. So I don't know if John can elaborate maybe on the podcast about that. Maybe that's a niche market that a lot of restoration guys don't know about at this moment or don't have the capacity.
There's our first topic, John. That's our first topic. Hope you're taking notes.
I'll give you the Cliff's notes. If you are small to medium-sized player and you have equipment, especially air scrubbers with HEPA filters, and you haven't already contacted your local health department, making yourself known that I have equipment that can produce an engineered air environment, you're doing yourself a disservice. Yeah. I did not have the equipment, but people know what I do. And I was asked 10 days ago to acquire 300 brand new air scrubbers, which is like impossible in this market on the open market.
Unless you know Drew Blackwell, who was evidently selling 800 of them.
Yes, you have to have have good contacts with available inventory quickly. But there's a hospital here in New York that is treating only COVID, and it's a single room with a decon chamber, both the decon chamber and the treatment room under negative pressure.
Wow.
So they're doing it right, and they're asking for 30% off the Exactimate rate for weekly rental of air scrubbers here in New York. That's a healthy number, even with the 30% off. And I said, sure, but I need a 12-week commitment. And they said, okay. So click the buy button and get out the Amex and up go the air scrubbers. I mean, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. You're just servicing the market. You're not gouging. You have a service, and we are in a unique position. Our industry is just uniquely positioned to provide immense levels of value right now in this time. So let's do that. Let's figure out the best way to do that.
I need you guys more in my back pocket. That's all I'm saying. I need to carry little Andy dolls.
Well, you need bigger pants because I'm a big guy. But yes. Oh, all right. I love you guys. This is getting silly. I'm a little bit punchy. I need another cup of coffee. So be well, do good work, provide value, reach out to somebody you don't know, but you want to know this week. Do that. That's your task. And we'll see you next week.
Yay.
Yay. Now, see, it always goes up. There we go. Ending meeting.